Hello, my name is Jules. I go by Jules Gambit on Twitch, and today I wanted to be talking about whether it's really too late to start streaming on Twitch in 2022. So, this is me, and I started about a month ago, and I kind of wanted to share some of the tips and tricks that I learned for growing my Twitch account really this late in the game. Speaking, it is my personal experience, and of course, it won't be the same for anyone else, but I feel like a lot of people had the same discouraging start that I did, which was looking on the internet, researching this exact same question, and just getting a lot of answers that either weren't really helpful, like people saying growth doesn't matter, which is true. A lot of people stream on Twitch. I stream on Twitch to really enjoy my passion, but at the same time, one of the things that makes this community so special is being able to share this passion with other people, talk with other people, engage with your community as a whole, and that doesn't really happen without growth. And I kept hearing these responses over and over again, like either it doesn't matter or it's way too late. Anyone who experienced growth or will experience growth was on the platform right when it started, and it's not even worth it. So I wanted to speak a little bit on that. So let's get into it. Is it actually too late? Obviously, since I started this late and I'm really happy with how it's all gone for me, I would say no, with an asterisk. Keeping in mind, okay, first off, people who stream on Twitch for the wrong reason, like just to make money, I don't really think Twitch is the best platform to make money, to be honest. Like, the majority of people stream to smaller audiences. Even, people who are fairly successful aren't really making a full-time income on Twitch. So if that's the reason to start streaming on Twitch, yeah, maybe it's too late, or maybe, you want to go on another platform. That's great. I'm all for monetizing your content and your talent, but Twitch might not be the best place for you. Now, if you're just focused on growth, it is true that Twitch does not have great discoverability, but one thing that makes it a lot better to be a new Twitch streamer now versus maybe a few years back is there's so many different avenues for growth outside of Twitch. And you've probably heard this from other YouTubers, other streamers, but it's super, super true. Since the discoverability isn't great on Twitch, we have to focus on other platforms, and we know a lot more about them, and we have a lot more access to analytics than we did in the past. So, that's my first tip. And you might be saying this is super obvious, but people still don't do it. I probably got a first couple of viewers from my TikTok account, which is great, but I actually think the biggest platform that helped me grow, and this is one that I've never heard anyone say before, is Discord. It's actually the reason I got into this. I was able to join a Discord channel, and they reached out to me and they told me this might be a fun opportunity for me, and they helped me out right away, told me what to do. It was just really great, and I know there's a lot of great Discord communities for a lot of people's different groups. Highly recommend going on it, just speaking with other people who are interested in what you're interested in, asking advice, and just really supporting the community as a whole. All right, so this next tip was single-handedly the most important thing for me in having Twitch growth this late in the game in 2022. And feel free to roll your eyes at me because this one's incredibly nerdy. But I'm a huge fan of statistics and analytics. So, how this leads in. When I first started streaming, the best time for me to stream was really around 8 p.m. or at night my time. And I was kind of noticing a few things. First off, I didn't have a lot of the equipment I needed, meaning like good lighting. And daylight is super forgiving on your face, but streaming at night without good lighting, I probably looked a little bit scary. So I started to try to stream a little earlier in the day and experimenting with different times. And Twitch has this great feature. You can look at it on your stream summaries basically, and it will tell you how your viewership shifts between the hours. So specifically, it will tell you you had X many viewers at like 10 a.m., and then it dropped, and then it rose again. And I've been trying to look at that pretty consistently and just seeing at what time my viewership kind of drops off. And of course, this is super specific for my audience because I've grown an audience from streaming at 2 o'clock California time. So obviously if I start streaming at like 10 p.m., I'm gonna get less viewers. I even did that as an experiment, and it was true. I did get less viewers, but more followers, surprisingly. I guess that makes sense because it's new people who haven't seen you before. But keeping up with that consistency is great. And I've also shifted the times a little bit. Like I started at noon my time. And you wouldn't think it made much of a difference, but actually I got a lot less viewership than when I was starting at 2 p.m. So I love looking at those analytics. That's usually highly, highly ignored. But it's super helpful because when people know where to find you consistently, and it's also a great time for them, you're able to build up an audience that will keep coming back day after day. And that's when growth happens. You don't want an audience that just, sees you once and then wants to see you again, but can't come back because it's a bad time for them and yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm talking about. So that was such a huge factor for me. If you're confused on where to start with that, if you're like, I've just started, I don't really have those analytics, it's not really important for me, I recommend experimenting with different times. You can also look up top streamers in your field, like the people you want to emulate. Look at what times they're streaming, what their viewership looks like, keeping in mind that also, sometimes competing with a bunch of different established streamers isn't the way to go, but it's still a great kind of thought process to look at around what time will your key audience be tuning in. So that was wonderful for me. The next tip that I'm going to talk about is to really, really engage with the community as a whole. And that doesn't mean like the top streamers in your field. It also means like the people just starting out like you. That was something I did a lot. I'm part of the college chess community, so I would love to like go into their channels, support them. They would do the same for me. It's actually such a great community. I wouldn't be here without them. But just finding people who have similar goals to you and watching their stream and just being a loyal supporter is a great way to not only learn what they're doing that you like, but also to have that community to back you, which is actually one of the most important parts of Twitch, because if you don't have that discoverability, you're really going to want to be interacting with people with the same audience that would be attracted to you. I also really try to interact with the female streamer community in chess. There's not a lot of us. There's only like maybe 6 or 7 of us, maybe 8 of us. But they're actually like the kindest people ever. They were very, very sweet, even when I was first starting out. I mean, I'm still first starting out, but even when I had like 0 viewers, they were super happy to engage with me, talk with me. It was just like a great community. And I know there's like these different subsets